In the next few videos, I want to talk about image processing using the Pillow library, or the Pillow fork of the PIL library. But before we go very deep regarding that image processing, what I want to do is show just how we can find images or really find any kind of file in a Pythonic way. So here I'm going to import a library called OS, and this is part of the standard libraries that are always included with Python. Okay, and then I want to also import the library that I'm going to use for the image processing. And if you haven't already seen the accompanying video about how to install Pillow, take a look at that because it might be different from how you expect. We import it using the name PIL, but you install it using the name Pillow. But for now, I'm just going to assume you have Pillow installed. From PIL, import image. Okay, that's the only thing we're going to need from Pillow, I believe. And so I think the most basic, but not the most sophisticated way to open an image in Python is put that image in the same folder as your current Jupyter notebook. Okay, so this IPython notebook, pillow.ipy notebook, that is in the same folder as this penguins.jpg file. So if I come back here and I say image.open, and because they're in the same folder, I don't have to work hard. Okay, because this pillow is in the same folder as the penguins.jpg file. Because they're in the same folder, I don't have to work hard to describe to Python where the penguins file is located. So penguins.jpg. And we'll see in later videos how to manipulate this kind of picture using Pillow. But for now, I just want to talk about how can we find other files other than ones that are just in the same folder as where we are. So maybe the first thing to check is where are you located? And the way to do that is to say os.getcwd for get current working directory. And this will tell you where you are. For example, it says I'm in the week 4 folder inside of this folder and so on. And if we come back here, you'll see I'm in the week 4 folder inside of this folder and so on. And like a more sophisticated way than just putting all the images that you want here in the same folder as your Jupyter notebook, more sophisticated way to do that is to make another folder. Okay, here I've called it images, and I put some of the images I might want to use. So if I want to access those, what I can do is I can say os.listdir, and then I'm asking, what is the contents of this images folder? Okay, so this has nothing to do with like seeking out images. It's just whatever I named the folder. I named it images, and then this os.listdir finding all of the files or directories within that folder. Okay, if I were to do os.listdir and then just left it blank, then it's going to tell me all the files and directories in my current folder. Okay, so for example, this is the file that we're currently working in. This is an example of a hidden file that I'm not going to see if I just look in the basic way in my folder. Okay, it's a hidden file. This one is not a file, it's a directory. Okay, that's the one we were working with up here. And so say instead of opening this penguins picture, say I wanted to open, for example, this alphabet.png picture. How can I do that? Or you could try image.open alphabet.png. Okay, but I get this file not found error, and it says no such file or directory alphabet.png. And that's because alphabet is not in the same folder as my current Jupyter notebook. Okay, it's inside this subfolder here, this images subfolder. So I need some way of telling Pillow, okay, via this image class, telling Pillow where to find alphabet.png. And so Notice how my folders are separated using this front slash. If you're on a Windows computer, they're going to be separated using a backslash, I believe. And so I don't really want to type any front slashes in this video because that might not work if you try to do the same thing on your computer. So I want to show you the Pythonic way to get around that, or a way, and then maybe we'll actually see a better way later that instead of using this OS uses something called pathlib. Okay, I think that's what it's called. Maybe it's called lib path. I think it's pathlib. But anyway, so how can I in a Pythonic way get images, then front slash, then alphabet.png? Okay, and that is like saying, go to the images folder and then get me this alphabet.png file. Okay, how can I do that? And the way to do it is to use the join method inside of os.path. And then all I have to do is say, what are the things I want to join? I want to join images, and I want to join alphabet.png. So, I mean, it's a lot of typing to just save me writing this front slash, but at least this will also work for you if you're on a Windows computer. And so all this returned is a string, and let's save that string with the name s. And so now I can say image.open s, and now it opens this image file. And maybe the last thing I'll show you is just how can we get all of the PNG files from this list we see here that we got using os.listdir images. Okay, so I'll just run it again so we can see it. So we could say, give me x for x in this list here. And so x is going to be all these various strings. And then maybe I just want to know, are the last 3 letters PNG? So I think the first way I thought of to do this was to say, using this slicing syntax, get me the last 3 letters of x. Okay, and if that is equal to PNG, then put it into my list that I'm making using list comprehension here. Okay, that worked. There is a more Pythonic way to do this, which is to use the strings ends with method. Okay, so I can say ends with PNG. And only thing that's nice about this is I didn't have to like count, okay, it's 3 letters. Okay, I can just use this method. And so I kind of think both of these are nice to use. This one is nice because you don't have to know about this really specialized string method ends with. On the other hand, this one is definitely more elegant if you know about it. And it should give me the exact same length for list, which is saying that within this images folder, there are 4 of these different PNG files. Okay, I'll end the video there. Thank you for watching.